Hi there, this is Rupesh and I'm back with another video. So, in the past 6 to 8 months, we are actually witnessing a huge rapid change in the industry, in the tech industry. Doesn't matter if you're a designer, developer, or a person from management, we all got impacted through the AI wave, which we are witnessing right now. And people have lost their jobs. If you take names of big tech giants, Amazon, Meta, or any other company, they have actually fired people. And they have actually fired people who are from a different levels. Like they have not only fired who were working in the low level, but they have also fired who were actually working in the mid level or the senior levels. And that's why people are in fear. They have actually a fear of losing their jobs due to AI, because earlier when people used to work, there was a requirement of 10 people for a project, which has actually reduced up to 3 to 4 people, and that's how AI has impacted their lives. So how you are going to it is very difficult to cope up with AI, because companies are actually launching their products every week, every month, and they're rolling out changes so rapidly that we don't have enough time to actually learn new things and cope up how to actually react, or what to learn or what not to learn. We are actually confused as a employee of the company. Let's get back to design itself. If we take an example of design, because I am a designer, we are currently using tools like Figma AI, Claude, or Lovable. If we say, even some designers are using Cursor as well. They started development. The flow and the processes has been changed that it was earlier. हम जब पढ़ते थे, हमने जब design पढ़ा था, we used to follow design thinking. We used to follow 6D method or double diamond or whatever the methods were. But now, and they were the methods that actually used to take enough time, like 1 to 2 months or sometimes 3 months even. But now, due to AI, things has changed so fast. Things has actually reduced. The time has actually reduced up to 20 days or 30 days, because it is actually impacting in each and every process. If we take example now in design specifically, there are two phases. There are two types, two parts of design. One is UX and one is UI. Earlier, people used to take interviews. People used to directly talk to people for gathering information, data collection. This thing is also happening right now, but the medium has changed. People and companies has their own methods of doing it. They are actually taking help of AI. They are actually taking helps of chatbot, where the chatbot itself can actually have a conversation with the direct users, and that chatbot actually collect data on behalf of the researcher. So that's how companies are finding new creative ways of adapting AI in their workflow. If we say, earlier we used to create personas, now we have created a micro application. People are still using micro apps, where you just need to put information about the user, data that you have collected through primary or secondary research, and it is going to create multiple possible personas for you. And these personas are not on the basis of uh, these are not the rough personas. These are the personas that actually applicable in the real world. It is as close as to the final users. The accuracy is superb, and that's how people are using. And they're using the companies are adapting creative ways to actually adapt AI. There was this company I heard of. I'm not remembering the name. They have created a AI or internal product which can collect users' reviews, and summarize it and represent to the designers and tell them that what needs to be uh, what they have to work on, right? So things are changing so rapidly in the last 6 to 8 months. The whole processes, the whole workflows of the company has changed. And in this era, the biggest weapon that you have is your brain and your ability to adapt on things very quickly. These two tools are the most precious tools you can have right now. The analytical thinking, how analytically you're capable of thinking what is correct or what is incorrect, what is wrong and what is right. Also, the ability to adapt, learn quick, execute quickly. Uh, if we talk about the UI front, people are just after the research jumping directly to the Claude or Lovable, just just to create the first draft of the design, because they know uh, the prompt they are going to give in those tools, it is going to create the thing that they need. They just have to explain each and everything that needs to be designed, and within that draft they are actually taking feedback from the users or in the internal team and just executing that the whole thing in the app itself, in the tools itself, be it Claude और Figma AI या जो भी आप यूज़ कर रहे हो. सो जो चीज़ के लिए पहले आप फिग्मा में जाते थे, फ्रेम्स बनाते थे, बहुत सारी चीज़ें करते थे, आप पूरा डिज़ाइन सिस्टम बनाते थे, अब वो आप एआई के थ्रू बना रहे हो. द एग्जीक्यूशन हैज़ बिकम वेरी वेरी फास्ट एंड वेरी एफिशिएंट. द होल डिज़ाइन सिस्टम can be ready within a day maybe, right? So इस तरह से चीज़ें चेंज हो चुकी हैं आज के टाइम पे. एंड इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द फ्यूचर, इसीलिए लोग काफ़ी डरे हुए हैं. पीपल आर एक्चुअली इन फियर कि व्हाट इफ कि अब कुछ ऐसा ना आ जाए कि पूरा टोटल एक वर्क फ्लो ही चला जाए. बट व्हाट आई थिंक अबाउट द फ्यूचर ऑफ डिज़ाइन, I think design is not going to end here, and design needs people. What I mean by that design के लिए आपको एक critical mind चाहिए ही चाहिए, चाहे कुछ भी हो. AI is going to do its own job. AI can actually think critically, but still we can't rely fully on AI, because there are layers in every research. For example, if we take a direct user interview, there are information that is actually layered inside the data that we are getting. The thing that we get from the research, sometimes we actually observe, if we observe the expressions of the user, how they are feeling, how they are behaving, and how their tone has been changed during that research, is actually tells many things. That actually tells us about the final user, how they are actually behaving. So that thing AI is actually can't cope up with right now, but we are still not sure for the future. But what I feel, we are actually we have to be very adaptive first of all, and design is actually going to need people for sure who are analytically correct. Also, they are adaptable for other tasks as well. For example, what I mean by that, you have to be master of everything. Not master of everything, but at least you know everything how a product lifecycle works. In this whole process, you have to be the whole product owner, correct? As a designer, you should know how actually development works, how a code works, how this process of product thinking works, and how it is going to impact the business directly. You actually need to be a product owner. You have to think like you're an owner of the company, and that's how you're going to survive in the industry. And because the company demands that. people, the company actually demands very, very less people, but they want people who can actually do multiple tasks, because execution has become, they should know actually what task to be done. Execution has become very, very easy due to AI, and now the only thing that you need is that to know what needs to be executed, and how much time it is going to take. Even if we see the interview process, earlier it used to be like, oh, people used to showcase their case studies in the interviews, where they used to follow each and every step. They used to follow the design thinking process, and then they used to finalize it with the UI, beautiful UI. Now they are not actually interested in the whether you have used design thinking or whatever the process is. They are interested, but you should have the reasoning, a proper reasoning, that why you have followed this, why you have not followed other process which were more suitable to this solution. They are actually asking questions, and it was all about, and that was all about being a designer. You should have the curious mind. You should ask right questions to the people, right? So in my opinion, the future of design looks good to me, but there will be lesser designers, I would say, and people who are analytically good, people who are capable, who are capable to adapt very quickly, who can actually who have curiosity to know what product ownership looks like, and what else is needed in the company, uh, even apart from design. Those people are going to survive in the industry. That was the video for today. I hope you have understood what I am saying right now. Maybe this information might change for in upcoming years, because things are changing rapidly. But yeah, till then, bye bye. Take care. Your mind, and your health is the biggest asset you have. Bye bye. Take care.